Hi, everybody. This is David O'Dea with O'Dea Schneider PLLC, and today we're talking about cross examination in general in military courts. Cross examination at its core is about control, focus, and purpose, and you can never just step into it casually. You always have to go in with a plan. And before your first question in the courtroom, you always need to know exactly what you're trying to get out of that witness, what fact are you trying to establish, and what points you are trying to make. Wandering into a cross examination is a terrible move. One has to think about cross examination like a surgeon going into operating room. You have a roadmap, you know what cuts you're going to make, you don't make or waste motions. You get in, you do the work, and you get out and you move on to the next thing. Odds are, if you're in there too long, you're likely messing it up. But as much as planning is essential in any cross examination, it also demands flexibility. Witnesses don't always stick to the script. Sometimes they give you an opening you didn't expect, and other times they resist and force you to adjust. And that's why the best cross examiners are not just skilled questioners, they're also extremely adaptive listeners. They're paying close attention to each answer, ready to linger on something if it's unusual, useful, or to move past it if it's not. The ability to adapt in real time is what separates a mechanical cross examination from a highly persuasive one. There's also real value in pacing during a cross examination. Early in a cross, it can help to gather the easy concessions first, the points that one knows a witness can't deny. And those answers then build towards credibility and perhaps set a tone. They establish control. And then as the cross moves forward, one can build a certain amount of momentum. Oftentimes, it may make sense to save the sharpest, most impactful points to the end so one finishes strong. Jurors often remember the last thing that they hear, so one wants the closing questions to leave a lasting impression. Another powerful technique is looping. One doesn't always have to leave a point behind once it's made. Instead, even in cross examination, one should be touching on that same point again later in the cross, trying to get at it again in a new line of questions or reinforcing it in a different context. Looping allows one to return to important facts and remind the jury of their significance without sounding repetitive. It creates a rhythm and it helps one to establish themes during a cross examination. At the end of the day, cross examination is about balance. It's about discipline in questioning while being flexible in listening and understand and having a sense where one can go to take advantage of certain opportunities as they present themselves. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.